Secretary of State, Ministry of Labor and Vocational Training.
Thank you so much, Excellency, Head of Delegations, Excellency Vice Presidents, Excellency, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to address this very important UPO in my capacity as the Secretary of State of the Ministry of Labor and Vocational Training of Cambodia. While taking recommendation of all countries into consideration with high appreciation, I would like to share with you the fact about some of the key achievements in promoting decent work and protection of freedom of association in Cambodia. First, Cambodia is one of very few countries that implement the policy which link international trade with working conditions. For these reasons, we are the first country that has implemented the ILO Better Factory program, which has now been replicated in many countries. Moreover, we are among very few countries in the world that have implemented the ILO Decent Work Country program, DWCP, and our sixth DWCP 2024-2028 is due to sign tomorrow. With regard to freedom of associations, Cambodia is one of the only 4 countries in ASEAN that ratify ILO Convention 87 and 98. In line with our constitution, the labor law and the trade union law provide the rights to worker and employer to form their respective professional organizations at their choice and to exercise their freedom without any intimidation, as long as it is done without any violation to the right of others and the law. It is to emphasize that the trade union law of Cambodia provides even better conditions for workers to form trade union than what provided for by the ILO recommendation, as well as the law of some countries in the regions, because workers can form as many trade unions as they want in one enterprise. As a practice, we currently have on average 4 to 5 trade unions in one enterprise. This is very, very unique. Our trade union law was amended in 2020 to simplify the registration process after a series of comprehensive tripartite consultations under technical support from the ILO. No registration application has ever been rejected as long as the administrative requirements are fulfilled. Evidentially, before the adoption of the law on trade union in 2016, we had only 3,626 professional organizations registered with the ministry. But as of March 2024, we have 6,317 professional organizations, accounting for 74.21% increase. And within the last 8 months, 123 professional organizations comprising of 121 local trade unions and 2 confederation trade unions have been registered. The sharp increase in the number of professional organizations following the adoption of an amendment of the law on trade union is an indisputable testament that the registration is not an issue. So, the complaint of 1 or 2 trade unions that resist to comply with the law is not justified, although such complaint has always been addressed. In terms of trade union protection, no trade union member in Cambodia has ever been arrested or prosecuted for their legal actions. Like other countries, Cambodia strongly upholds the rule of law, so legal action is not taken based on who the perpetrators are, but what they did. And this legal action is consistent with the decision of the Committee on Freedom of Association of the ILO, which I would like to quote that. Penal sanction should only be imposed if, in the framework of a strike, violence against person and property, or other serious violations of the ordinary criminal law are committed, and this on the basis of law and regulation punishing such acts, end quote. In respect of child labor, Cambodia has a big pool of young and active labor force. So, there is no labor shortage that requires child labor in Cambodia. But if any enterprise wishes to employ children from 15 to below 18 years old, they shall seek prior permission from the labor inspector. Otherwise, it is deemed considered as a serious violation which will result in strong penalty under the labor law. With regard to minimum age for work, Cambodia fully respects ILO Convention 138. In addition, certain regulations on child labor have been established and strictly enforced. Currently, a new regulation to increase the minimum age for work in the manufacturing sector to 16 years old and to 18 years old for exporting sector is being drafted. On the other hand, promoting decent job and good working conditions is always one of the top priorities in the development strategy of the government. Moreover, our Prime Minister, the previous and the current one, consider the well-being of our workers. For this reason, the former and the present Prime Minister set the schedule to have regular public meetings with workers directly in order to listen to their concerns and respond to their needs. This is very unique, once again. Noticeably, from August 2017 to 2019, the former Prime Minister had a public meeting with workers for 77 times, participated by approximately 1 million workers. Through those meetings, 10 recommendations had been made by the Prime Minister and strictly implemented by the Ministry of Labour. And from September till December 2023, the new Prime Minister has continued this momentum to meet with workers for 10 times, attended by over 170,000 workers. Through those meetings, the Prime Minister has made 6 recommendations to the Ministry of Labour to implement in 2023 and 4 other recommendations for implementation in 2024 and 2025. The 6 recommendations that have been made for 2023 have been successfully implemented by the Ministry of Labour. Currently, all workers in Cambodia receive salary twice a month. And relating to the minimum wage, according to the law on minimum wage, it is fixed regularly once a year. This is very unique for Cambodia, through the National Minimum Wage Council, which is a tripartite body. The criteria for minimum wage setting strictly follow the ILO Convention 26. It is to note that minimum wage has been increased 19 times from $40 per month in 1997 to $204 per month in 2024. And it was still increased during the COVID-19 pandemic. In addition to other mandatory benefits, workers in the garment, textile, footwear, travel goods, and bag sector receive at least $221 to $232 per month, excluding overtime and other social security benefits. This minimum wage is much higher than some of other countries that are considered as our competitor. For female workers, they are entitled to 120% of wage during the maternity leave and can take leave for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, 10 times with normal pay plus the allowance from the government of $20 per time for pregnancy check. They are also allowed to leave work 15 minutes earlier than other workers. And after delivering the baby, they are entitled to take leave 4 times for health check and 7 times for vaccinating the baby. Each time, they still get normal pay and allowance from the government of $20. Workers are also entitled to free baby delivery service plus the allowance from the government of $200 for each baby. Regarding the social security protection, Cambodia is currently implementing 3 social security schemes for workers, including workers in the air and maritime transportation, domestic workers, and the self-employed person, under the National Social Security Fund. The occupational risk, health care, and pension scheme were launched in 2008, 2016, and 2022, respectively. The feasibility study is being conducted for the implementation of the unemployment scheme. Unlike in other countries, the social security contribution for health care and occupational risk scheme are fully paid by employer. Only the contribution for pension scheme is equally shared by the employer and workers. On the other hand, in November 2023, the government officially launched the Social Security Scheme for Voluntary Health Care, which is aimed to cover additional 3 million self-employed and dependent of NSSF members, so that the healthcare coverage is extended to over 9 million people to reach our universal health coverage goal. On the other hand, providing a quality job to our people is the priority of the government. To enable them to get this kind of job, the government launched the Tibet training program for 1.5 million people from the poor and vulnerable family in November 2023. And to create the culture of legal compliance, strengthen the effectiveness of alternative dispute resolution mechanism, strengthen the implementation of social security, and increase productivity, the competition program on One Enterprise, One Harmonious Community was launched in 2024. Excellency Vice President, Due to time limit, I would like to conclude my intervention here with the strong wish and hope that the working group will take the given information and fact into serious consideration and make a just and unbiased observation about the current status of freedom of association as well as labor rights and working conditions in Cambodia. Our concerted effort and achievement should not be undermined. Thank you for your attention and I wish you all the best. Thank you. Over back to you, Excellency.